Hello, everyone. This is Sister Crystal here with Let's Talk Classic Hip Hop. And today I'm doing a show about the top songs about fatherhood or being a dad. And they're not in any particular order. So here we go. So the first one is Letter to My Unborn from Tupac. And it was released in 2001 by his mom, Afeni Shakur. And the message in this song is he's rapping, talking to his unborn child in case he isn't around to see the child grow. So, and unfortunately, Tupac never had any children before he was murdered in 1996. So the song is just really touching. So check it out if you haven't done so already. So the second one, and this is one of my favorites on here, from Ed OG and the Bulldogs. Now this is one of probably the lesser known songs because it came out in 1991, so it's real old school. But it's called "Be a Father to Your Child," and what I really love, aside from the message on here, the main message is a boy can make one, but a man can raise one. Talking about a child. But what I love about this song is the horn section. There's the real cool horn little part in there. I love it. So check out Ed OG and the Bulldogs. It is here on YouTube. So check it out when you get a chance. The next one, the third one, is Slick Rick, It's a Boy. This is 1991 also. It's so cute. And I think he's actually in there with his real life child. And it's so cute when you're a new parent and you're the parent that, whether it was planned or not, that you're excited to be a father. And so, and this is one of those times. So we got a chance to see a celebrity just gushing all over their newborn baby. And this was a boy. And the video is colorful and cute and everything. But one of the lyrics that he has in there, which is too cute, it goes something to the effect of, "It's kind of amazing folks are born from where we pee at." Again, it's kind of amazing folks are born from where we pee at. That is too cute. And that's the words of a new parent that's just like, oh my God, I've got this new life and what am I going to do? So the next one, number 4, Just the Two of Us, Will Smith, 1998. And one of the things I loved about this is not only he's dedicating the song to his son and saying, hey, I don't know everything, but I'm going to do the best to raise you the best I can. He also mentions just his failed marriage to his son's mom. Now, this is Will Smith has 3 children now, but at the time of this song, he only had one, and that was from his ex-wife. And this is Trey, I believe. And what I really liked what Will Smith said in the song was he was telling his son that even though he and his mother aren't together anymore, he was conceived in love. And what that really touched me, because a lot of times when parents break up, they kind of, and I'm not saying that with Will Smith, I'm just saying in general, people get real childish and petty. And it's really sad that even though the relationship ends, it doesn't mean that you guys can't be co-parenting. Because once you have a child, it's not about you anymore. It's about that child. And I really wish more parents would get to the point of, even though you don't love that other person anymore, if you have a child or children with them, there's just a certain way you need to be at least cordial if possible. Now, I understand if there's abuse or something going on, sometimes it's the situation is just, you can't be friends with the other parent. You got to get out, you can't be around them. I'm not talking about those situations. I'm just talking about regular situations where people are just being petty and nasty just because they decide they don't like they don't want to be with the other parent anymore, and it ends up hurting the children. So I kind of went on a little tangent there, but I said all that to say I really appreciate Will Smith bringing up the fact that the child was conceived in love. It wasn't out of hate, and even though they're not together, they both love the child, and that's the way it should be. So, number 5 is "Father" by LL Cool J, 1997, and this song is very touching because it's actually a true story. He went through how his father actually shot his mom and grandfather while they were going through a breakup in their relationship. And LL Cool J is basically saying he forgives his father for what he did, and he just really wanted him to just be a dad to him. And it's just a real touching situation where you have one parent like actually shooting the other. I mean, he could have killed his mom. His father could have killed his mother. But they both lived. But it's just, some people's family situation is just real horrific, and it still affects you no matter how grown you are. Now, this was a, pioneer in hip hop, millions of fans and everything, and he's still singing about wanting to have a father. So the moral of the story is it doesn't matter how much material items you have, it's just some things you just can't replace, and having a father and having a good relationship with your father is one of them. And I'm talking about the earthly father, but they're your heavenly father too, but that's another discussion for another day. Number 6, "Biological Didn't Bother," Shaquille O'Neal. Now, we know Shaquille O'Neal as the what do you call that, basketball player. He retired. He won lots of rings and everything. He was playing for the Lakers, but this is 1994, and Shaquille O'Neal, he was pretty all right. He had great production and great messages and everything. But in this song, "Biological Didn't Bother," he pays tribute to his stepfather who actually raised him. And Shaquille O'Neal said the inspiration for this song came because shortly after he came to fame, his biological father was going on talk shows and everything saying that he's his real father. And Shaquille O'Neal responded with this song to tell everybody that, that he may have be biologically his father, but his real father is the one that raised him, which is Sergeant Philip Harrison. And actually, his father passed away in 2013. Sergeant Philip Harrison. And I read somewhere recently that Shaquille O'Neal met up with his biological father as recently as 2016. And his biological father's name is Joseph Tony, and they reconciled and got together in 2016. But you see how many years have went by where, Shaquille was like, forget you, I ain't on you. You just trying to get some fame off of me. And I can understand how he may have felt that way. Now, we're not really sure, how true it is. We don't know the situation, but I'm glad he was finally able to reconcile. And I think his biological father, he's still alive. I think he's like 70 something years old. But the song, I thought it was really great that he honored his stepfather, because it's hard enough to be a parent, but it's even harder to be a step parent because you are coming into a situation that existed before you did. And I just feel that step parents, for lack of a better way to put it, or bonus parents, they don't get enough recognition. We always want to just recognize the biological parents, but sometimes, those that step in and step up, we have a lot of blended families nowadays, and we need to give more honor and appreciation to those who do decide to step up. And so with this being Father's Day coming up, I'm thankful that someone like Shaquille O'Neal chose to publicly thank his stepfather for stepping up and stepping in when when he needed to. And we have a wonderful award winning or champion basketball player, and down in the history books as one of the greatest basketball players ever. So, number 7, Tupac again. Tupac was wonderful. He just was really, he made songs that will connect with everybody. So, okay, so number 7, Papa's Song, 1994, by Tupac. And it says, I'm sick of the friendships. As soon as we kick it, he done split and the whole ends quick. So, in other words, Tupac is talking about all the failed relationships that a parent may have. Now, I'm not saying he's talking about his particular situation with his mom. He could be talking about just in general. But what Papa's song brought up is the dangers of when you are single and you're out here dating. Your children see that, and you bringing in different dates in and out of the house, and those children can get attached to those that you are dating. And then once the relationship fizzles out or whatever and the person is gone, well, we don't really think about that child is hurting because they don't see that person anymore. So I believe Tupac was addressing that, the dangers of, you dating someone and it ends. We don't really think about the effect that has on the children, that, you break up with that person's parent, but the children still, they feel like you broke up with them too. And then many times you do, but yeah, so that's why it's important. If possible, I know I'm on a tangent. If you are dating, and I know I did it, I'm I don't say anything that I haven't done, but it's, if you can date and don't be so quick to bring people around your children. First of all, you don't really know them, and then second, it's hurtful when the relationship, if you're dating for a few months and then it's over with. You imagine over the course of some years, 5-10 years, and you see all these different people in and out of your life, that could be really hard on a child. So don't do that. Be more selective. And if you're dating, try to keep that away from the child. I disagree with people who say have them meet as soon as possible, because you don't know where the relationship is going. But that's just me. Went on my tangent. But again, that's Papa's Song, Tupac. Came out in 1993 or 1994. Number 8, Retrospect for Life, Common featuring Lauryn Hill. I absolutely love this song because the meaning of the song, he's talking about having an unexpected pregnancy, unexpectedly getting his girlfriend pregnant, and his first response is to ask her to get an abortion. And one of the main messages that I was getting out of it, when you listen to the song, Common is one part where Common keeps saying $315 ain't worth your soul. $315 ain't worth your soul. That was the cost of an abortion back in 1997. So he's saying, yeah, this was an unplanned pregnancy, but we need to think about, is it worth getting rid of this, pregnancy? This child can grow up and be someone great and wonderful, but if we end it now, we will never know. And so the message I got out of that is just be respectful, plan your family, but if it's a unplanned pregnancy, stay strong. You'll be able to get through it. There's always some way that you can get help without having an abortion. I just kind of considered this like an anti-abortion song. Maybe that's wrong or whatever, but I just, and I love Lauryn Hill singing, and she just put the right amount of her singing in it, and it's just wonderful, very touching. So Retrospect for life. Number 9, Daughters, Nas. This was 2012. Now in this song, Nas is talking about being the father of a daughter after being more of like a playboy all your life. So the message I got out of that is, well, one of the lyrics that he kept saying is, "This is for N words with daughters. This is This is for N words with daughters. This is for N words with daughters," or something like that. So in other words, he's saying, "Hey, you players, you out there playing, but now you got a daughter, and you feeling some type of way if a man turn around and treat your daughter the same way you treated women out in the street." So I thought this was a very interesting message. And he even talks about how his daughter was posting stuff on social media that didn't really he felt it didn't put him in a good light, and he had to deal with that. So it's a very interesting song. Now, one thing interesting about the song too, and I'm not saying about Nas, I'm just talking in general. It's interesting how a lot of guys that are admitted playboys and admittedly don't treat women right will turn around and say, "You know what, I didn't treat women right, but then when I had a daughter, my eyes opened up and I realized that women are people too, because now I have a daughter." And to me, that has always been kind of what do you call that, just kind of hypocritical. Because first of all, didn't you come from a mother? Didn't you have a grandmother, an aunt, an auntie, a cousin? You had a lot of men. Even though there are a lot of fatherless homes, a lot of these guys came from homes where they were raised by women. So how come all of a sudden, even though you were raised by women, all of a sudden you have a daughter, and now it's, "Oh, my eyes are open up. I need to make sure I treat women right because now I have a daughter." And it's like, "Oh, okay, that's nice, but what is your mom? Is she chopped liver?" So I kind of think about that, like, okay, us mothers, we're really not doing right either. Now we talk about the fatherless homes, but if a lot of dudes is feeling like they didn't care about women until they have a daughter, there's something wrong there. But anyway, I'm sorry to go off on a tangent. I'm going to leave this in here. I was going to edit this stuff out. I'm going to just leave it in. This is real raw. Let's talk classic hip hop, right? So, and the last one is the only female rapper on here, Daddy's Little Girl by NIKKID. In 1991, she was the only female rapper that was signed by Russell Simmons' Def Jam label. And honestly, this is the only song that I know by her. I know she had a whole album and all that, but anyway, I don't mean to go off into that. But Daddy's Little Girl, she's talking about how, her father, and just the song is about how she was the apple of her father's eye, and then she ends up getting in a little trouble by having an unplanned pregnancy, and it disappoints her father and all that. So that's kind of the message of the song, that after all the love and care and support that she had from her father, she goes out and I wouldn't say disappoints him, but she ends up getting herself in a situation where she's pregnant and not in a stable relationship, and don't have money and all that kind of stuff. So that's Daddy's Little Girl. So to wrap up, first one, Letter to My Unborn Child, Tupac. Second one, Ed O.G. and the Bulldogs, Be a Father to Your Child. Third, Slick Rick, It's a Boy. Number 4, Just the Two of Us, Will Smith. 5, Father, LL Cool J. 6, Biological Didn't Bother, Shaquille O'Neal. 7, Papa's Song, Tupac. 8, Retrospect for Life, Common featuring Lauryn Hill. 9, Daughters by Nas. And number 10, Daddy's Little Girl by NIKKID. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Go out and check out these songs if you haven't already. And also, before I forget, if you would like, comment, and subscribe to Let's Talk Classic Hip Hop, I greatly appreciate it. And I'm doing my best to try to bring you some great thought-provoking content, as well as being entertainment in the form of classic hip hop. I love classic hip hop, and I hope you do too. And until next time, this has been Sister Crystal with Let's Talk Classic Hip Hop, and I will talk to you later. Take care.